In the aftermath of the revelations, Zara found herself hailed as a hero across multiple worlds. Her actions, and those of her diverse team, had quite literally saved the galaxy from tearing itself apart. But as she stood before the Galactic Council, preparing to address representatives from hundreds of worlds, she knew that the real challenge was just beginning. The conspiracy had been exposed, but the tensions and mistrust it had exploited remained. Ancient rivalries and fresh wounds would not heal overnight. Yet there was also hope. The crisis had shown that when faced with a common threat, even the most unlikely allies could come together. As Zara began her speech, her words carried the weight of humanity's potential and the promise of a new era in galactic relations. "We stand at a crossroads," she said, her voice clear and strong. "We can choose to retreat into fear and isolation, or we can embrace this opportunity to forge a stronger, more united galaxy. The path ahead will not be easy, but if we've learned anything from this crisis, it's that our greatest strength lies in our diversity and our capacity for understanding." The gallery erupted in applause, a cascade of sounds from hundreds of different species. As Zara looked out at the assembled representatives, she saw the faces of her unlikely allies, Sin-12, Lyra, Cax, and even General Zarkov, each nodding in approval. The galaxy had been brought to the brink of war, but through the efforts of a few dedicated individuals from across the stars, it had emerged stronger. As the applause continued, Zara allowed herself a small smile. Humanity had faced its trial by fire and had not only survived but had helped forge a new path forward for all sentient beings. Yet even as the galaxy celebrated its narrow escape from conflict, new challenges loomed on the horizon. The Shadow Organization, though exposed, was not entirely defeated, and in the far reaches of space, ancient powers stirred, awakened by the recent turmoil. The next chapter in humanity's cosmic journey promised to be even more perilous and more wondrous than the last. Finally, after a tense vote, the decision was made. Earth would be granted probationary membership in the Galactic Council, with conditions. Humanity would gain access to certain technologies and knowledge, but under strict oversight. In return, Earth would share its unique scientific and cultural achievements. As Zara and her crew prepared to return home with the news, they were approached by Ambassador Lyra. "Your journey is just beginning, Captain," the luminary said, her voice like chiming crystals. "Earth will face many challenges in the coming years, but know that you have allies among the stars." The return to Earth was met with both celebration and trepidation. The United Earth Alliance scrambled to prepare for the monumental changes ahead. New governmental departments were formed overnight to handle extraterrestrial affairs. Scientists worked around the clock to integrate alien technologies with human systems. Dr. Aisha Patel, now heading the newly formed Interstellar Integration Division, greeted Zara with a warm embrace. "You've done it, Zara. You've opened up the universe for us. But now the real work begins." Over the next few years, Earth underwent a transformation unlike any in its history. Alien embassies were established in major cities, their architectures a stark contrast to human buildings. The first wave of human diplomats and scientists departed for other worlds, eager to learn and contribute to the galactic community. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Conservative factions on Earth protested the rapid changes, fearing loss of human culture and independence. The Krex Empire, still wary of humanity's potential, frequently challenged Earth's actions in the Council. Despite the obstacles, humanity's innate curiosity and determination shone through. Human scientists, working alongside alien counterparts, made breakthroughs in fields ranging from medicine to quantum mechanics. Earth's artists and philosophers brought fresh perspectives to age-old galactic debates. 5 years after first contact, Earth hosted the Galactic Cultural Exchange Festival. Millions of aliens from across the galaxy descended upon the planet, eager to experience human culture firsthand. The event was a resounding success, showcasing humanity's adaptability and creativity. Captain Zara Chen, now Admiral and Earth's primary representative to the Galactic Council, stood on a stage before a sea of diverse beings. 5 years ago, we were alone in the universe, she began, her voice carrying across the crowd. Today, we stand united with our galactic neighbors. We've faced challenges, yes, but we've also discovered wonders beyond imagination. This is just the beginning of humanity's cosmic journey. As she spoke, news came in from a human expedition to a distant nebula. They had made a groundbreaking discovery in dark matter manipulation, something that had eluded even the most advanced council races for centuries. The revelation sent ripples through the galactic community. Humanity, the newcomers, the upstarts, had achieved what ancient civilizations could not. It was a moment of pride for Earth, but it also marked a turning point. The established powers of the galaxy began to view humanity not just as a curiosity, but as a potential threat to the status quo. In the shadows of the celebration, General Zarkoth of the Krex Empire conferred with like-minded allies. The humans advanced too quickly, he growled. If left unchecked, they could upset the balance we've maintained for millennia. We must take action. As the festival concluded, and delegations prepared to depart, there was a sense of change in the air. Humanity had proven itself a rising star in the galactic arena, but with their rapid ascent came new dangers. The next phase of Earth's cosmic journey would test not just their technology and diplomacy, but the very essence of what it meant to be human in a universe of infinite diversity. Unbeknownst to the celebrating masses, the seeds of conflict were being sown. The galaxy watched and waited, wondering what this young species would do next, and how it would reshape the cosmic order that had stood for eons. As they approached Harmonix, a gleaming world of impossible architecture and swirling energy fields, Zara felt a mix of awe and determination. The ship's communications officer interrupted her thoughts. "Captain, we're receiving a transmission from Earth." On the view screen appeared the face of Dr. Aisha Patel, the lead scientist of the FTL project and Zara's mentor. "Zara, my God, we've been worried sick. Your message, it's incredible. The whole planet is in an uproar. The UEA Council is scrambling to form a diplomatic team to join you. But it'll take time. You're on your own for now. Whatever happens, remember, you represent the best of humanity. Make us proud." Zara nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility more than ever. As the Stargazer entered Harmonix's orbit, she addressed her crew one final time before they would face the Galactic Council. "We stand at a crossroads of history," she began, her voice firm. "Humanity has dreamed of this moment for centuries, proof that we are not alone in the universe. But more than that, we now have the chance to join a community of worlds beyond our wildest imagination. It won't be easy. We'll face fear, prejudice, and challenges we can't even conceive of yet. But that's what humans do best. We adapt, we innovate, we persevere." She paused, looking each crew member in the eye. "Whatever happens down there, know this, each of you has already made history. Now, let's show the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of." As the Stargazer began its descent towards the council chambers, Zara couldn't help but feel a surge of pride and determination. Humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning, and she was at the forefront. The stars, once so distant and unreachable, now held the promise of a future limited only by their imagination and will. Little did Zara know that her actions in the coming days would not only determine humanity's place in the stars, but would set in motion events that would reshape the very fabric of galactic society. The cosmic awakening had begun, and the universe would never be the same. Rising stars, Earth's rapid ascension in interstellar politics. The Galactic Council chambers buzzed with an energy unlike any in recent memory. Representatives from 100 worlds whispered and gestured, their very forms a testament to the diversity of life in the cosmos. At the center of it all stood Captain Zara Chen and her crew, the first humans to set foot in this hallowed hall. High Counselor Vexora, a towering figure with iridescent scales and piercing silver eyes, called the session to order. Esteemed colleagues, their voice resonated. We face an unprecedented situation. The species known as humans have achieved faster-than-light travel far ahead of projected timelines. We must decide their place in our galactic community. What followed was a grueling debate that lasted days. The Krex Empire, represented by the imposing General Zarkoth, argued for containment. These humans are unpredictable and potentially dangerous. We must restrict their movements and technology transfer. The Luminara Confederation, led by the ethereal ambassador Lyra, took a more welcoming stance. We see great potential in humanity. Their unique perspective could bring fresh insights to our centuries-old challenges. Throughout it all, Zara and her crew worked tirelessly. They presented Earth's history, its triumphs and failures, its art and science. They demonstrated human adaptability by quickly learning alien protocols and even a few phrases in different galactic languages. As the debate raged on, an unexpected ally emerged. Sin-12, a representative of the Synthoid Collective, spoke up. We have analyzed human history and potential. Their rate of technological advancement is unprecedented. We propose a probationary membership for Earth, with close observation. The suggestion sent shockwaves through the chamber. Probationary membership was rarely granted, especially to such a young species. Yet, as discussions continued, more council members began to see the potential benefits of embracing humanity rather than isolating them. Echoes of conflict, brewing tensions, and unexpected alliances. The decade following Earth's integration into the galactic community had been a whirlwind of progress and change. Humanity's insatiable curiosity and knack for innovation had led to advancements that both impressed and unsettled their cosmic neighbors. But beneath the surface of cooperation, tensions were brewing. Admiral Zara Chen stood before the Galactic Council, her posture rigid as she addressed the assembled representatives. Esteemed members of the Council, I come before you today with grave news. A human research outpost in the Cygnus sector has been attacked. We have reason to believe it was not a random act of piracy, but a coordinated strike. The chamber erupted in murmurs and exclamations. Attacks on research facilities were rare in Council space, protected as they were by long-standing treaties. High Counselor Vex Aura's voice cut through the chaos. This is a serious accusation, Admiral Chen. Do you have evidence to support your claim? Zara nodded, her expression grim. We do. Our investigators found traces of advanced cloaking technology at the scene. Technology that, to our knowledge, is possessed by only one faction in this region. All eyes turned to the Krex delegation. General Zarkoth, his scaled face unreadable, rose to speak. The Krex Empire categorically denies any involvement in this attack. We suggest the humans look to their own mistakes for explanations. Perhaps their reckless experiments attracted unwanted attention. The debate raged for hours, with accusations flying and tempers flaring. In the end, the Council could reach no consensus. They called for a thorough investigation but took no immediate action. As Zara left the chamber, she was approached by Sin-12, the Synthoid representative. Admiral, the artificial being's voice was a melodious hum. We have analyzed the data from the attack. There are inconsistencies in the Krex denial. We believe there is more to this situation than meets the eye. This unexpected alliance set in motion a series of clandestine meetings and covert operations. Zara, working with a small team of trusted humans and alien allies, began to uncover a conspiracy that stretched far beyond a single attack. Meanwhile, on Earth, the aftermath of the Cygnus incident was causing ripples of its own. Dr. Aisha Patel, now serving as Earth's Minister of Interstellar Affairs, faced a barrage of questions from the global media. Minister Patel, reporter called out, there are rumors that Earth is developing weapons based on the dark matter manipulation techniques we discovered. Is this attack a retaliation for our military advancements? Aisha's response was measured but firm. Earth remains committed to peaceful scientific exploration. Our research into dark matter is aimed at solving energy crises and improving space travel, not developing weapons. We will not be intimidated into abandoning our pursuit of knowledge. But not everyone on Earth shared this pacifist stance. A growing faction, led by charismatic politician Marcus Donovan, called for increased militarization. The galaxy is not the friendly neighborhood we were led to believe, Donovan declared at a rally. We must be prepared to defend ourselves and our interests among the stars. As political tensions rose on Earth, Zara and her team made a startling discovery. The attack on the Cygnus outpost wasn't just about destroying human research. It was part of a larger plan to destabilize the entire sector. Evidence pointed to a shadow organization with ties to multiple council races, including high-ranking members of the Krex military. Their goal seemed to be to provoke a conflict between humanity and the established galactic powers, a conflict they believed would ultimately strengthen their own positions. Zara knew she couldn't take this information directly to the council. The conspiracy ran too deep, and she didn't know whom to trust. Instead, she reached out to her old friend and mentor, Ambassador Lyra of the Luminara Confederation. In a secret meeting on a neutral world, Zara laid out the evidence. Lyra's ethereal features showed concern as she absorbed the information. "This is worse than we feared," she said softly. "If this shadow group succeeds in pushing Earth into a war, it could tear the Council apart. We need allies," Zara replied, "beings from different worlds who can see beyond their own interests to the greater good of the galaxy." Lyra nodded. "I may be able to help with that. There's a group, operating in the shadows much like your conspirators, but with nobler intentions. They call themselves the Cosmic Concordat, members from various races, working together to maintain balance in the galaxy." As Zara and Lyra began to formulate a plan with this Cosmic Concordat, events on Earth were spiraling. Marcus Donovan's militaristic rhetoric was gaining traction. In a close vote, he was elected as Earth's new representative to the Galactic Council, replacing the more diplomatic team that had served since first contact. Donovan's first address to the Council was confrontational. "Humanity will no longer stand idly by while our people are attacked and our advancements are met with suspicion and sabotage. We demand justice for the Cygnus attack, or we will seek it ourselves." The speech sent shockwaves through the galactic diplomatic community. Many council races, already wary of humanity's rapid rise, saw this as confirmation of their worst fears. The Krex Empire, in particular, used Donovan's words as justification to increase their military presence along the borders of human space. As tensions escalated, Zara found herself caught between worlds. Officially recalled to Earth to advise on military strategy, she worked in secret with the Cosmic Concordat to unravel the conspiracy and prevent all-out war. Time was running short. Intelligence reports suggested that the Shadow Organization was planning a false flag operation, one that would push both Earth and the Krex Empire past the point of no return. In a secure facility deep beneath Geneva, Zara met with a diverse group of allies. Sin-12, whose analytical skills had proven invaluable, Lyra, representing the diplomatic arm of their efforts, and Cax, a disillusioned Krex scientist who had defected with crucial information. "We have one chance to expose this conspiracy," Zara said, looking at each of her companions. "One chance to show both humanity and the council races that we're being manipulated into a war that will devastate us all." As they finalized their plans, alarms blared throughout the facility. On view screens across the room, they watched in horror as breaking news reported simultaneous attacks on both human and Krex targets. The galaxy stood on the brink of war, with humanity poised to take its first steps into a conflict that could reshape the cosmic order. But in the shadows, Zara and her unlikely alliance of humans and aliens prepared to unveil the truth, knowing that the fate of not just Earth, but the entire galactic community, hung in the balance. The crucible of stars, humanity's trial by fire. The simultaneous attacks on human and Krek's targets sent shockwaves through the galaxy. Within hours, both Earth and the Krek's empire had mobilized their fleets, each blaming the other for the unprovoked aggression. The Galactic Council chambers erupted into chaos as accusations flew and alliances fractured. Amid the turmoil, Admiral Zara Chen and her clandestine team raced against time. They had mere days, perhaps only hours, to expose the Shadow Organization before the galaxy erupted into full-scale war. On Earth, the political landscape had shifted dramatically. Marcus Donovan, now holding emergency powers, addressed a frightened and angry global population. "For too long, we've extended the hand of friendship only to be met with treachery," he declared, his voice resonating with barely contained fury. "The time for diplomacy is over. Earth will defend itself, and we will show the galaxy the true strength of humanity." Cheers erupted from his supporters, but not everyone was convinced. Dr. Aisha Patel, though removed from her official position, rallied a coalition of scientists, diplomats, and level-headed military officials who saw the danger in rushing to war. In space, human and Krek's fleets engaged in a deadly dance of provocation and retaliation. Skirmishes broke out along contested borders, each side claiming self-defense. The Luminary Confederation and Synthoid Collective attempted to mediate, but their efforts fell on deaf ears. Zara knew they were running out of time. In a bold move, she decided to split their team. She would return to the front lines, ostensibly to lead Earth's fleet, while Sin-12 and Cax worked to infiltrate the Shadow Organization systems. Lyra would use her diplomatic channels to gather allies for the moment they could reveal the truth. The year was 2157, and humanity stood on the precipice of a new era. The United Earth Alliance, forged in the crucible of climate crisis and dwindling resources, had achieved what many thought impossible: faster than light travel. As the experimental ship Stargazer prepared for its maiden voyage beyond the solar system, few could have imagined the profound changes that awaited. Captain Zara Chen stood on the bridge of the Stargazer, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The prodigy in astrophysics and the youngest captain in the UEA fleet, Zara had dreamed of this moment since childhood. "All systems go," reported her first officer, Commander Malika Danuga. "FTL drive is primed and ready." Zara took a deep breath, her gaze fixed on the viewscreen, showing the vast expanse of space before them. "Initiate jump sequence," she ordered, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. The ship hummed to life, a faint blue glow emanating from its hull as the experimental drive engaged. In a flash of light that seemed to bend reality itself, the Stargazer vanished from Earth's orbit. Seconds later, it reappeared in a system light years away. "Jump successful," Malik exclaimed, his usually stoic demeanor cracking with a wide grin. The crew erupted in cheers, but Zara's celebration was cut short as alarms blared across the bridge. Multiple contacts detected. The sensor officer shouted, "Unknown configurations. Definitely not from Earth." Zara's training kicked in, pushing aside her shock. "Battle stations. Raise shields and charge weapon systems." As the crew scrambled to their positions, a crackling sound filled the bridge. A voice, unlike anything they had ever heard, echoed through the ship's speakers. "Unknown vessel, you have entered restricted Galactic Council space. Power down your systems and prepare to be boarded." Zara's mind raced. First contact with an alien civilization, and it was hostile. "This is Captain Zara Chen of the Earth ship Stargazer," she responded, trying to keep her voice calm. "We come in peace and had no knowledge of restricted space. We request peaceful communication." There was a moment of silence that felt like an eternity. Then, the alien voice returned, this time with a hint of surprise. "Earth ship, impossible. Your species is not yet capable of interstellar travel." "Well," Zara replied with a nervous chuckle, "seems like we're full of surprises." What followed was a tense negotiation. The alien ship, commanded by a being who introduced himself as High Commander Xanthor of the Galactic Council Peacekeeping Force, was initially skeptical of humanity's claims. It took hours of careful diplomacy, with Zara drawing on every ounce of her training and intuition, to convince Xanthor of their peaceful intentions. As the situation de-escalated, Xanthor revealed the truth that would shake humanity to its core. Earth was not alone in the galaxy. In fact, it was part of a vast, complex network of civilizations spanning thousands of light years. The Galactic Council, a governing body representing over 100 species, had long been aware of Earth but had classified it as a pre-FTL civilization, not to be contacted. "Your arrival here," Xanthor explained, his holographic form shimmering on the Stargazer's bridge, "has broken millennia of protocols. The Council must be informed immediately." As the gravity of the situation sank in, Zara realized that the fate of humanity now rested on her shoulders. "High Commander," she said, straightening her posture, "I formally request an audience with the Galactic Council. Earth deserves a chance to present itself and argue for its place among the stars." Xanthor's alien features twisted in what Zara hoped was a sign of respect. "Bold words, Captain Chen. Very well. I will escort your ship to the Council's seat of power, but be warned, the path ahead will not be easy. Many will see your species as a threat to the established order." As the Stargazer followed Xanthor's ship into the depths of space, Zara turned to her crew. "Send a message to Earth. Tell them everything's changed, and that we're going to need every ounce of human ingenuity and determination for what comes next." The journey to the Galactic Council's capital world, Harmonix, took several days. During this time, Zara and her crew worked tirelessly to absorb as much information as possible about the galactic community they were about to enter. They learned of the Council's three dominant factions: the militant Krex Empire, the diplomatic Luminara Confederation, and the enigmatic Synthoid Collective. As Zara took command of Earth's flagship, the UES Defiant, she found herself facing an impossible task. She had to appear to be leading Earth's war effort while actually working to prevent full-scale conflict. Every order she gave was a delicate balance between maintaining her cover and avoiding unnecessary bloodshed. The first major confrontation came in the Arcturus system, a hotly contested region rich in rare resources. The Krex battle group, led by none other than General Zarkoth, engaged Zara's fleet. The battle that ensued would go down in galactic history as a testament to human ingenuity and adaptability. Zara employed unconventional tactics, using the system's dense asteroid field to her advantage. She split her fleet into smaller, more maneuverable groups, confusing the Krex's more rigid battle formations. The human ships darted between asteroids, using them as cover and even as weapons, propelling them towards enemy vessels with precisely calculated gravitational slingshots. As the battle raged, Zara received an encrypted transmission from Sin-12. The Synthoid and Cax had managed to infiltrate a hidden base on a remote moon, believed to be one of the Shadow Organization's key facilities. They were close to obtaining irrefutable evidence of the conspiracy, but they needed more time. Realizing she needed to prolong the battle without causing more destruction, Zara took a risky gambit. She opened a direct channel to General Zarkoth's flagship. "General," she said, her voice steady despite the chaos around her, "I propose a temporary ceasefire. This battle serves no purpose but to weaken us both while others watch from the sidelines. Let us meet, commander to commander, and see if we cannot find a better way forward." There was a long pause, punctuated by the sounds of distant explosions. Finally, Zarkoth's gravelly voice responded, "You humans continue to surprise me, Admiral Chen. Very well. I accept your proposal. Let us meet on neutral ground." The ceasefire was met with mixed reactions on both sides. Many saw it as a necessary step back from the brink, while others, inflamed by propaganda and fear, viewed it as a betrayal. On Earth, Marcus Donovan was furious, seeing his plans for a swift, decisive victory slipping away. As Zara prepared to meet with Zarkoth on a neutral station, she received another encrypted message, this time from Lyra. The Luminary ambassador had managed to convince key members of the Galactic Council to convene an emergency session. If Sin-12 and Cax could deliver the evidence in time, they would have a chance to expose the conspiracy before the entire galaxy. The meeting between Zara and Zarkoth was tense, decades of mistrust and recent bloodshed hanging heavy in the air. But as they talked, a grudging respect began to form. Both commanders realized they had been pushed into this conflict by forces beyond their control. "Your tactics in the asteroid field were impressive," Zarkoth admitted, his reptilian features softening slightly. "In another life, we might have made formidable allies." Zara saw her opening. "It's not too late for that, General. I believe we've both been manipulated into this war. If you're willing to listen, I have evidence that could change everything." As Zara laid out what she knew of the conspiracy, carefully omitting details about her secret team, she saw doubt and then anger flash across Zarkoth's face. The Krex general had prided himself on his loyalty to the Empire, and the idea that he had been used as a pawn did not sit well. Their discussion was interrupted by an urgent communication. On every screen and holographic display, the emergency Galactic Council session was being broadcast. Sin-12 and Cax had succeeded in their mission, delivering damning evidence of the Shadow Organization's activities directly to the Council. The revelation sent shockwaves through the galaxy. The conspiracy reached into the highest levels of multiple governments and corporations, including factions within both Earth and the Krex Empire. Their goal had been to trigger a war that would destabilize the current galactic order, allowing them to seize power in the chaos that followed. As the evidence mounted, the mood across the galaxy began to shift. The appetite for war was replaced by a demand for justice. Those implicated in the conspiracy found themselves facing the combined wrath of races they had sought to manipulate. On Earth, Marcus Donovan's warmongering rhetoric crumbled in the face of the truth. Mass protests erupted, calling for a return to diplomacy and cooperation with the galactic community. Dr. Aisha Patel emerged as a voice of reason, urging humanity to learn from this near catastrophe and reaffirm its commitment to peaceful coexistence and scientific advancement.